All right, you Reds, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Claire Omutoni, and we are coming back live with another episode on United Feed. And today is a Friday. Happy weekend, happy Friday to everyone. And remember to use it well. Do not exhaust yourself because Monday coming, you're going back to the office or you're going back to your normal, usual work. So happy Friday, but also remember to use it wisely. Now, on today's episode, I bring you latest developments surrounding Manchester United transfers. And of course, the Premier League has released its kickoff date. What does it mean for Manchester United? There hasn't really signed any new signings and also has multiple players, top players in the World Cup. Everything else, like, it's just in the air. It's in the air. No, nothing is confirmed yet. But obviously, we are sure that Michael Carrick has now the manager role. And what is he going to do? Stay tuned. And also, stay tuned at the end of this episode. I have a fun fact for you that is going to blow your mind. Something you didn't know. Maybe you knew, but well, I'm here to remind you. So, welcome back to the channel. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also remember to like because it helps you connect with the channel. As of now, let's make it official. Let's be a family. All right. Let's kick off this show with something that is really that was anticipated by any Manchester United fan or any football or soccer, depending on where you're coming from. Let's start off with the Premier League. Premier League 2026-2027 season has been officially announced to kick off in August 22nd. Why am I saying this? Why am I emphasizing on this Premier League release date? Because Manchester United hasn't made really any signing, any confirmed signing. There hasn't been any released statement from the club that they have signed anyone. And we all know they're exploring Mateus Fernandes and also Tchouaméni from Real Madrid. But now I am really starting to get worried. And you would ask me why. I'm getting worried because with Manchester exploring Mateus Fernandes after the departure of Casemiro, we need to strengthen the midfield. But also, this has been said by multiple sources that it is going to depend on what Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho are going to do. If they want to get Mateus Fernandes, then he's off the table for Manchester United. And if they decide to resign or stay with Tchouaméni, you remember I told you Real Madrid has downplayed. They have downplayed the tensions, the bad relationship between Tchouaméni and Valverde. If we recall, a few months ago, they fought during trainings and Valverde was taken in the ER. So Real Madrid, just like any other club, they have downplayed the situation to not make a big deal of it. But it is being said by multiple sources that this has created a bad image or a bad, aura in the team. So now they're exploring the possibility of Tchouaméni leaving. So good news for United fans and any United supporter, but now it's going to base on what Real Madrid are going to decide. So now we might there are three options. We might get them both, we might lose them both, or we might get one. Either way, Manchester United is really, Michael Carrick is not really experienced into he can source talents, but in buying, and he's not the one getting the money out. But some sources have reported that Manchester United is not willing to offer more than 80 million US dollars. They're not willing to offer more than that. And you can ask yourself, well, now Casemiro has left. Yeah. And we have players in the World Cup. Let's just say, I'll come back to that in later on, but they have players in the World Cup that might not play the first games for Manchester United. And if Manchester United is looking for an opportunity or a chance to win the title this coming season, they need to strengthen every position. Casemiro left. Who do we have in the midfield? Can he carry the team throughout the whole season? That's a question you need to ask yourself as a Manchester United fan. Now, let's get back to players who are in World Cup, Manchester United players who are in World Cup. We have multiple players like Amad Diallo for Ivory Coast. We have Sene Lammens for Belgium. And we have Bruno Fernandes and Diago for Portugal. We also have Kobe Mainoo and Marcus Rashford. For Marcus Rashford, his future is really not decided on. But with Barcelona not wanting to stay with him, their offer left the table a long time ago. He might come back to United, yeah. But with all these players that I just said, these are the players with their countries that might reach very far in the World Cup. And you remember when they called them for World Cup, it was just a few days when the league had ended, and they went straight into the camp of the national team. Now coming back, because let me remind you on the Manchester United first 10 Premier League fixtures for this coming season. So we are visiting Hull City on our first game, and then Ipswich is coming to Old Trafford, and then we have Everton, we have Man City, we have Fulham, and then we have Tottenham. The next game is Leeds United, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and then Aston Villa. Now, all these games are crucial games beginning the season. We cannot, and I can't stress this enough, we cannot afford to lose any of these first games. And with these players in national team, Carrick is really facing a struggle. He might be entering this season with a headache because he doesn't have his starting players and they haven't really made any signing. But what I can say as of now, United is not a poor club. Why aren't they investing money? Why aren't they the first people on the market? We need signings. We're already in June. The league is starting in August. We only have 2 months. So with that being said, you leave it in the comments. You let me know you let me know your thoughts on these transfers. Marcus Rashford, whoever is said to come. And then this will take me to Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry, you remember when Cristiano Ronaldo was playing, that is Congo playing against Portugal. Thierry Henry he wasn't feeling Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo's, connection, because he went ahead and said Cristiano Ronaldo was selfish. Quoting his words, he said, the team needs to score. It's not you who needs to score. So he was like, there are moments when Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't pass to Bruno for him to win because of selfish reasons. And I remember coming here a day before, I was really anticipating a good performance between Bruno and Cristiano and every other players. But the performance they put on, I came here another morning, the next morning, and said, Bruno Fernandes is a good player, but he needs good people around him. Now, Thierry Henry goes, this is a pundit, he's a legend, a football legend. He says, however much I respect Cristiano, this wasn't the right call. He was calling him selfish. And I know for Cristiano Ronaldo fans, you can be biased. You can, be like, yeah, no, he wasn't selfish. He was trying to win. But let's all agree, there was this specific time when he was supposed to pass for Bruno, right in the box. Bruno was just facing the goalkeeper, only one-on-one, but he couldn't pass him. So that really put a bad taste in people's mouth. And they didn't really appreciate, they did not appreciate the performance. And now, coming back to Manchester United and people and players that are supposed to leave this season, where they have to make a room for new signings, we have Casemiro, we have Malaysia, we have Jordan Sancho. These are the players who were in another club on a loan, but now it has been confirmed that they're staying. And also you can add our Onana. Our Andre Onana. Honestly, every single time I saw him in the goalkeeper position, I was like, oh my god, today we are done. This guy could literally do nothing right. So for him to say now he went in Turkey, he's a fan favorite. If he doesn't, that's what people say. If he doesn't work here, go somewhere else. So he did that, and now it's confirmed that he's staying in Turkey. So we have all those people who left the club, but we haven't really seen any new signing, which brings this much pressure on Manchester United from the supporters. Every single post Manchester United puts out, I was looking at their Twitter this morning before coming to the show, and they were telling people to buy tickets for the next season and getting the match. So people in the comments were like, okay, that's so bold of you. Why are you telling us to buy tickets and we haven't seen any signings from you? Like, who are we coming to watch? If you're really looking to get this Premier League, title, what are you telling us, So this has been a point of contention. People are talking about it, but also exploring the transfer or the signings. Like the Old Trafford officials, they are keeping tabs on someone called Jean-Philippe Mateta, and according to various reports, they're saying Manchester United are monitoring the Frenchman contract standoff at Crystal Palace. But also you can wonder, like, does he fit in the squad? Is he someone you can add on to the squad? And I have my own, theory basing on what I've seen Michael Carrick do. This guy, Jean-Philippe, this is the guy who commands like fluid passing. Like he does very well with technical security and quick combinations, and all these are qualities that Michael Carrick really puts ahead. I've seen even some critics of this Jean-Philippe guy. They're like, his career was delayed. It wasn't really like he didn't take off just like other good players at a young age. But this is not what Michael Carrick looks into a player. He looks for command the game, be tactical, like the quick combinations. And this guy relies heavily on service because his upper body strength is and I've said this about Fernandes yesterday. I've talked about him coming to Manchester United would really be different from Casemiro. Casemiro is a strong guy, but also he was old. But this guy also is very young. So that's a huge difference. So the managers are trying to get him. Plus, I've heard and I've seen and I've read that Elliot Anderson is now playing for England in the World Cup, but it has been said that his offer is off the table, So really, Manchester United officials need to step it up and bring signings to the table, bring players to the table, so that we can start off a league saying, yo, you know what, we got this in the bag. And I need to, maybe before I conclude, talk about the head coach Michael Carrick, who needs a tactical variety to support Benjamin Sesko ahead of a growing Champions League. You remember when Michael Carrick came, found the team, it was in shambles. We didn't have any hope at all. 16th on the table. You could scroll to find Manchester United on the table. That's how bad it was. And then he brought aura. This guy brought back what Manchester United stands for. He qualifies us for UEFA Champions League next season. Now you're wondering, with the squad that Michael Carrick has, is it the right squad to compete in the Champions League? With Benjamin Sesko, in the forward, like is it the squad to really put you at ease and be like, yeah, we got the squad, we have everyone, even in the goalkeeping position we have Senne Lammens, but what will happen if Senne Lammens have an injury? Like, what will happen? So that's why Michael Carrick is exploring multiple players from multiple positions, not only the midfield just because Casemiro left. He also has to strengthen the forward and then give, Benjamin Sesko is a good sub. He's a super sub. If you begin him from the first minute, Benjamin Sesko is not going to give you the results you need. But if you bring him later on the pitch, this guy is going to deliver every single time. It's like a guarantee. But we need a playmaker. We need someone who is going to start. Leave alone Premier League. Leave alone those leagues. Let's look ahead. Let's look for a bigger picture. This is Champions League. So I started this saying I'm a bit worried. I am a bit worried. And if you're a Manchester United supporter, you should be worried. They haven't signed anyone. They haven't put anything on the table. They are looking to bring back Marcus Rashford. And there is one thing I was talking about with my friend yesterday. He was telling me Marcus Rashford can never come back to Manchester United. And I asked him why. He said Marcus Rashford has if I can say, an ugly, attitude. And then I'm like, but this guy looks like he's a good guy. He looks like he's actually a fun guy and very quiet, keeps to himself. And this guy almost like shouted at me on the text. I was like, no. This guy is not, he doesn't have the best attitude. And then my mind flashed back to how he left. The way he left, yes, he left on a loan. He was still a Manchester United product. When a person can't be a product, but he's joined this team when he was 7. So he's Manchester United product. And then you're like, now the team you've played for, Barcelona, you've done very good things. They don't want to stay with you. They don't want to stick with you. So now the only option is for you to come back to Premier League. And one thing I know for a fact, people from the UK, they really look out for each other. They really do look out for each other. You cannot tell me Michael Carrick is going to look Rashford in the eyes and be like, you know what? We do not want you. We have enough players. So I am really betting on this. And if it doesn't happen, I'll come back here and I'll own up to it. But I think Marcus Rashford is coming back home. Regardless of how he left, regardless of his behavior, Michael Carrick is very different from Ruben Amorim when Marcus Rashford left. And he can be a good addition to the team. First of all, he knows all corners of the team. He knows, he's played with multiple players who are still here. And if he's someone who has, nasty attitude, as people say, and he wouldn't change, then that's not like, that's not sport-like. Because, in football, we say football is not war. And also we give handshakes, like fair play. I am so sure when Marcus Rashford comes back, because I'm not sure, but I can bet it's like 60%. Him leaving and him coming back under Michael Carrick, a fellow England person, I'm telling you, he's coming back home. But now all I need from these officials from Manchester United, you guys have money, please go get us players. We need players. We need last season, Arsenal was saying, we're winning the treble. No, quadruple. Actually, they started saying, we're winning quadruple. And then it went to treble. And then it went to Champions League and Premier League. Well, they won Premier League, but Champions League, you also what Gabriel did. Like he sent the boy flying. So that disqualified the whole team from winning, But now I'm saying we need the treble. We need the treble. We need whatever we can get, because it's been a long time since Manchester United did something for the fans. It has been a long time. And I'm telling you right now, we are coming back. We are coming back on the line. And if you remember, I told you from the beginning, the intro, that I have a fun fact for you. First of all, I would like to hear from you guys. Let me know, where the word Red Devils came from. Because we all know Manchester United supporters are called Red Devils. Do you know what? Pause this video, comment down, and then let me see if you get it right. So let me tell you where it came from. One thing, the Red Devils nickname came from a rugby game. Ask me why and how. The former manager Matt Busby adopted the nickname the Red Devils after hearing about a successful rugby team having the intimidating game, and then he was like, Manchester United is intimidating on pitch. Why can't we be called Red Devils too? So that's where the word Red Devils came from. No, the term Red Devils. And I think this brings us to the end of this episode. I am so grateful for everyone who tunes in and always comes back. And also, if it's your first time, I mean, we can be friends, we can be best buddies. And to confirm that, you need to subscribe to the channel. That's United Buzz. And I'll see you in the next one, bringing you back everything United and in between. Have a nice weekend.